All right, what's going on, guys? It's Bert, Ferguson, Realtor, coming to you guys with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys why you want to do a final walkthrough. Now, some of you guys watching this are going to be home buyers. Some of you guys watching this are going to be realtors. And it is important for both of you guys to understand how important a final walkthrough is. And I'm going to tell you my story of when I didn't do a final walkthrough and how that kind of bit me in the butt and how it was a learning experience. So as you guys know, I try to come to you guys with videos, not only about the market and not only tips and tricks that you need to know, right? But I like to come to you guys with experiences that I've been through. In the next year, it'll be 9 years that I've been doing real estate. So I've seen a little bit of everything. So the final walkthrough, let me tell you my experience. So I had a client was a VA, military person buying a home. We found the right home for them, and I went above and beyond throughout the entire process. And when we finally got the clear to close, I think something triggered in me that I just said, we're good. I'm just glad we're done. We're gonna go. And we didn't do a final walkthrough. And let me tell you, it was the worst decision I ever made, okay? So we get to closing, we close everything, and they get to the house, and the house is completely a mess. All the appliances are completely disgusting. Toilets aren't clean. The floor has a little bit of everything all over the floor, from pet debris and all type of stuff. And I am scared. My client calls me, Bert, this house is a complete mess. They're really, really upset. They had no idea what was working or what wasn't. They didn't know that the condition of the home was going to be left in such disarray. So they were really, really upset with me. So what ended up happening though was I paid for a cleaner to come, and then I came and did a walkthrough with them after. We checked all the appliances, we checked all of the different sockets, we checked the doors, we checked windows, okay, we checked some of the faucets, plumbing, make sure nothing was going on under it, and it was awkward. At that point, my professionalism came into question, and at that point, my buyers were not satisfied at the last moment of the transaction. So if you're a realtor watching this, always make sure you do a final walkthrough, because even if something is wrong, it's still on the onus at that point for the listing agent and their seller to get the home up to a condition that's met within the contract, or at the very least, you can go over some of the things that your buyer may not really agree to and see if you guys can come to an agreement with the other agent involved, and you guys can come together with that. And then also, if you are a buyer and you're watching this, a final walkthrough is important. You're getting ready to go make a huge transaction. You might be coming from another state. And if you are coming from another state, you can do a virtual walkthrough, okay? You can go with a client, with your agent. You can do a virtual walkthrough and kind of just get a condition look at the property. And the last thing you want as an agent, and I will tell you that it does happen, after the transaction, the client has things that they're not aware of, and the property is not up to what they thought it would be. And a lot of the times you're gonna have to work around that, but at least if you do a final walkthrough, whether that's in person or virtual, you get a chance to work with that before closing, and you can get it in front of the other agent. You guys can come to an agreement and get something done. So for me, I had to come out of pocket in that particular situation, and it really made me realize of how important that final walkthrough is. You don't want your client to get from closing, get to the property, and have unexpected issues. Now, every property has something. So over time, things may happen, but you want to try to make the transaction as smooth as possible, and that final walkthrough is so important. Now, there are times where you have a really sticky transaction where a lot of things have happened and you have to jet right over to closing. That does happen, but I always tell them, hey, we're not going to do a final walkthrough for whatever reason. Afterward, let's touch base on anything that you may want to fix. Tell me what's going on and we'll go from there. But in most cases, you are going to want to do a final walkthrough. They're very, very important. So again, I'm Bert Ferguson with the Rush Home team of Compass, serving Maryland, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. This is my example of why you should do a final walkthrough. You don't want unexpected things to happen. You don't want your professionalism to come into question, and you just don't want your buyer to feel like they didn't get everything done that they wanted to. Sometimes things do happen, but you want to follow that checklist. And the final thing is that final walkthrough, and make sure everything is okay. All right, so leave a comment below. Have you bought a house, didn't do a final walkthrough? Are you an agent, didn't do a final walkthrough? What are some of the things that you've experienced on that last minute, right before closing, didn't expect it, and you should have did one? All right, so that's my video, why you should do a final walkthrough, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.